Superior Communication Skills, Lesson 2. In the last video, we talked about how important it is to become a good communicator under stress. That's where it counts the most. So go back and watch video or lesson 1, all right? So you're all caught up. Okay, lesson 2 really is about disarming any fight. How are we going to disarm a fight? And I'm going to try to keep this really practical, okay? So whenever we're communicating, you'll see me here. I'm going to draw a little bit. Basically, there's communication happens in two directions, right? There's giving and there's receiving. Giving can also be seen as speaking, right? And then receiving is what? It's listen, right? So we speak and we listen. That's what happens in communication. Very straightforward, yeah? However, as I said in the last lesson, under stress, most people just want to talk. And when they listen, they're listening for their turn. In lesson 3, we'll talk about how to listen more effectively. But I want to keep this as practical as possible for disarming just about any fight. There's two main ways you can do that. Using speaking or listening. You basically have two options when you get into a snag with someone and you need to disarm the situation quickly, all right? Okay, so the first thing you want to do is you're going to want to, if you speak, so let's talk about the speaking side first. So if you're like, no, I got to get this off my chest. If you're that kind of person, okay, cool. We will help you here, all right? So if you're going to speak, you're going to do one thing. You're going to own your part. Very straightforward. How are you going to do that? You're going to do that like this. You're going to say things like, my part is ... If you think you don't have a part, you're mistaken. There's always two people in an argument, a disagreement, a fight. It's always two people. And the other person, let's say, who's claiming innocence, like, I don't have a part. All you need to do is ask your partner or the other person, hey, what do you think my part is? What did I do wrong here? Or what did I do that was upsetting? And they will tell you. So if you need the cliff notes, just ask them, right? So my part is, okay, that's the speaking part. And there's another step to this, which is enormous, which I'll share with you in a minute. Okay, but if we're going to do the next part, so that's option 1. Option 2 is to listen, right? How are we going to listen? Well, it's pretty straightforward. We're going to listen in such a way that the other person feels understood. I'll cover that in the next video. But listening first means you're going to say something like, I want to understand you. Now, please share. It's kind of like that. Hey, I want to understand. So will you speak? What happened for you? What happened in your opinion? What happened from your perspective? What do you want to share with me? So I can start out with some kind of question like that, but I genuinely have to be curious, and then I've got to listen, right? And I'm not listening for my turn, which is what a lot of us do. I can't wait to get in what I think, or I'm not even like hearing them. I'm just trying to remember my point of view. That's not listening. Listening is actually looking at them and really trying to understand where they're coming from. Okay, and I'll cover this deeply in the next video. So to review, let's go back to there's two things, right? There's speaking and there's listening. With speaking, my part is. With listening, what would you like to share? Tell me what you see as the issue. What did I do wrong? And then actually listen. Take it in. Okay, if you need help learning how to listen more effectively, that's in lesson 3, right? Awesome. Okay, so if you want to disarm a fight quickly, if you're going to talk, it's my part is. If you're going to listen, it's tell me what my part is. Tell me what your experience is. Tell me what happened. See how generous that is? I'm not over here trying to prove them wrong. You never, you always. That's not what I said. This is what I said. Nah, 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 nah. Let's not do that. Be the bigger person here that can disarm anyone. You disarm anyone by, let me just share a couple other things that need to be in here when you disarm people, all right? You lower your voice tone. You relax your shoulders. You take a breath. You soften your face. So instead of like this, you're looking and appearing safe. Your social engagement system, all right? This is how we disarm threats in our world. And this is according to Stephen Porges even, okay? This guy is like the legend when it comes to facial recognition, facial expressions, and the nervous system. We activate our social engagement system because often we're in our back part of our brain and our social engagement system is closed because we're trying to protect ourselves. So you've got to open a little bit here, soften your whole vibe, make it look and feel like you're safe. You want to be a safe person to communicate with. When we get stressed, this is the hardest thing to do, but it's the most important thing to do, okay? So work on your body language. If you're going to talk, my part is. If you're going to listen to what they have to say, all right? We'll go deeper with talking and listening in upcoming lessons. Make sure you subscribe here and leave a comment if this is useful, and stay tuned for the next lesson.